Have you ever wondered what happened to America's most famous road? For decades, Route 66 was more than just a highway. It was a symbol of freedom, adventure, and the American dream. Stretching over 2,400 miles from Chicago to Los Angeles, this legendary road carried millions of travelers across the United States. But today, much of Route 66 sits abandoned, forgotten, and slowly disappearing. So, what went wrong? The story begins in 1926, when Route 66 officially opened. At the time, America was changing rapidly. More people were buying cars, and the country needed a road that could connect the East and the West. Route 66 became that road. Families packed their belongings into their cars and set off on long journeys. Small businesses opened along the highway. Motels, diners, and gas stations appeared almost everywhere. Soon, Route 66 became known as the Main Street of America. But its importance grew even more during the Great Depression. Thousands of struggling families traveled west in search of jobs and a better life. For many of them, Route 66 wasn't just a road, it was hope. As the years passed, the highway became one of the most recognizable roads in the world. Travelers could find colorful roadside attractions, unique restaurants, and small towns filled with life. For decades, Route 66 represented freedom and opportunity. But nothing lasts forever. In the 1950s, the United States government began building a new network of highways called the interstate highway system. These roads were wider, faster, and more efficient. For travelers, this was great news. For Route 66, it was the beginning of the end. As more drivers switched to the new highways, fewer people traveled through the towns along Route 66. Businesses began losing customers. Motels sat empty. Gas stations struggled to survive, and many small towns slowly started to die. Places that once welcomed thousands of travelers every year suddenly became quiet and forgotten. The decline continued for decades. Then, in 1985, something historic happened. Route 66 was officially removed from the United States highway system. America's most famous road was no longer an official highway. Many people believed Route 66 would eventually disappear forever. And in some places, it almost did. Today, parts of the old highway are lined with abandoned buildings, rusting gas stations, and ghost towns frozen in time. Driving through these areas can feel like stepping into the past. It's a reminder of a different America. An America that once lived along this road. But despite everything, Route 66 never completely died. Local communities worked to preserve its history. Old diners reopened. Historic motels were restored. Tourists from around the world continued to visit, hoping to experience a piece of America's most legendary road. Today, Route 66 exists between the past and the present. Part of it remains alive. Part of it continues to fade away. And that's exactly what makes Route 66 so fascinating. Because Route 66 isn't just a highway, it's a story. A story about dreams, change, progress, and loss. A reminder that even the most famous places in the world can eventually be forgotten. And sometimes, the most interesting stories are found on roads that people no longer travel. If Route 66 disappeared tomorrow, America wouldn't just lose a road. It would lose a piece of its history.